this down,
people pissing in the stairs.
You know, it was so vivid. And you're breaking it down perfectly. So do you feel like that kind of was the big
Dad,
thing?
you make me coffee in a regular cup, in my richer cup, a bank cup. Hello?
For sure.
Hello?
It was my
Can you make me coffee in my cup?
When I hear you contextualize it that way, then it makes sense. Because if I had heard one of the party rhymes, I don't know that it would have resonated so deeply with me. Because I was a French lit major. So that means that I read literature and I read poetry. And I thoroughly believe
Why
that.
a French lit? I'm trying to... Vancouver, Canada, French lit.
Well, I love music and I love dancing. And then to hear hip-hop, to hear the message, hip-hop is poetry to me. MCs are poets to me.
Right.
A wide range of them. And so it also struck me just in terms of the words and the wordplay and how things were put together.
Right.
So as a literature major, I really, and as somebody that loves words and wordplay, it really struck me as well. But I think that if I heard just the more party rhymes, it wouldn't have struck me as deeply. In the same way that, you know, Public Enemy was a revelation for me.
Right. It was the next
level.
But the big, in my opinion, I think the Big Bang only because it also gave birth to a lot of other MCs
There you go.
internationally, mostly in the U.S. that were like, wait a minute, we can write down deeper stuff now.
Right.
And
It was a gateway.
It was a gateway, yeah. So then I was reading Kool Moe Dee's book, which is like, there's a God MC on the mic, and he had painted it just like you're painting it. Like, he's like, man, when people heard those rhymes, they were like, there might be a Rakim coming, without knowing Rakim's coming. You know what I mean? So it opened the door of, so anyway, I'm just sharing some history with you, and I appreciate your history. So continue. So where we at after the Big Bang? What happens?
So I hear the Big Bang. I'm in the 12th grade. I go to college. I become a French lit major, honors. And but I knew I'm growing up in Vancouver. And Vancouver is a lovely town, but it's still, you know, many of us that grew up in small towns want to go somewhere bigger. And as a French major, naturally it was Paris. And then I went to Paris and I met the French and I changed my mind. And then I visited New York.
Wait. You went to France?
I went to Paris, I met the French, and I was like, I don't know.
What happened?
Because I think the French are, I think that there is a kind of a pride and an arrogance that I couldn't get into. And I also think being Asian in Paris, I felt even more other than I did in Vancouver. I just didn't feel like I fit at all. And I love France. I mean, I love Paris. I love the food. I love the culture. I love the wine, the cheese, all of that stuff. But I don't think that I could have lived with the Parisians. And then I came to New York.
Okay.
And it was my final year of college, and it was, as the French would say, which means I moved to English.
Where's Uncle Anthony Lucarelli at?
There are those places that you go and it's almost like it's
Yeah.
This is how this works. This is home, whether it's a friend or a lover or a city.
Right.
No? Or someone.
Right. So let's fast forward a little bit now. So what happened? So
So
all this, so go ahead, keep going.
so I'm in New York City for a visit. I go to the Ritz. You remember it used to be called the Ritz. It's now Ritz Hall. I'm scanning the crowd. My friend that I'm with, Steve Palmer, who's studying here at Columbia, says, "Oh my God, Sophia, look, it's Johnny Ramone." And you know the Ramones, they gave birth to punk essentially.
Right.
I was like, "Oh shit, it's Johnny Ramone!" And I run downstairs and I walk up to him and I stick my hand and I'm like, "Hi, I'm Sophia Chen. You're Johnny Ramone, aren't you?" And he looks at me and he goes, "I'm Joey." It was a total fuck up. And then we became friends. We stayed in touch. He introduced me to a friend of his, Legs McNeil, who was an amazing rock critic. I stayed with them. When I moved back to New York, I got a job at Paul Simon. Then I worked at Atlantic Records. But when I moved back to New York, you know, Swain, in 1987, you remember this? I'm bugging.
Yeah, no,
I'm so sorry.
Listen, man, Sway and Tech, we're pretty much the
I'm
same
so
people.
sorry. I'm bugging. So when I moved back to New York in 87, the scene was this big.
Right,
Remember
small.
that?
Yeah.
All of us were there. MCs, DJs, graph artists, B-boys, and the industry people. You had the A&R people, the managers, the publicists, the touring agents.
We're talking about the late 80s right now?
Late 80s.
Okay, so the late 80s, from what I remember, it was a weird time in hip hop because it was being banned from radio. I don't know if you remember this.
I remember.
But, so in the late 80s, once NWA came out and it's all this, everything on the news was violence, violence, violence. All of a sudden, hip hop was completely taken off the radio, right?
Yeah.
And now hip hoppers had to make party records, i.e., dance records. So you have to make like house music with rap on it to get club play. So people like Big Daddy Kane, Cool G Rap, like lyricists, all starting to start like bump, 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 and it's like, so if you remember going to clubs, you would fiend for like a lyrical hip hop.
Yeah, you wanted streets of New York. You wanted,
This eventually started becoming called hip house.
Yeah, I remember.
But
Girl House.
Yeah, Girl House. And you know, a lot of people that went to clubs at that time, we were dying for some hip hop to be played in the club, but it really felt like is it gonna die?
Right.
And I mean, I'm sure you knew it wasn't, but the general public was like, it's dying.
Right.
So go ahead.
So then I moved to New York and I go to the clubs, and this is where I meet Funk and Klein, God rest his soul. The Captain, God rest his soul.
Okay.
Chris Lighty, God rest his soul. Right?
Yeah.
I mean, how many times do I say this in my memoir? Too many. And so the Captain, Sean Karasaw, was doing A&R at Jive at the time in New York, and he said, Sophia, I'm moving to LA. You should interview to do my job in New York. I was like, word, me? Okay. And I go and I interview with Barry Weiss, who ran Jive, was president of Jive. And he told me that the second I walked in the door, he's like, nope. And then after an hour and a half, he decided to give me the job. And I asked him recently, I said, Barry, why did you hire me? Same question, why me? And he said, because, Sophia, you were so ensconced in the industry already. You knew everybody, and you had this amazing network, and you were so passionate, so knowledgeable. So I got the job, and that's where I signed Fushnikins, and then I spent a bunch of time in the Bay, right?
Why the Bay? How did you wind up in the Bay?
I'm trying to remember. I was talking to Domino about this, Domino from Hyro. I was trying to remember how did I get that demo, but as soon as I heard the demo, as soon as I heard Souls of Mischief Tech, I was like,
oh, you had to get to the Bay.
I gotta get to the Bay.
Gotcha.
So I went to the Bay and I spent so much time there, and it was so fertile. I mean, think about it. It was Dell, it was Souls, Casual, Pep, all of these guys, and they were so young, and it was, I love that nascent stage of a crew when they're young and they're hungry and they haven't made it yet, and they're just sleeping on each other's couches and each other's floors. You know what this is like, right? It was the same thing. They're all in Staten Island, they're on Michelle Court at Riz's house, and they're all sleeping on the floor, sleeping on the couches, and they're there all night, and they stay up all night, and they just make the same when I met Noise this first time. I met Outkast and Goody and all of them in '94 in Atlanta. They were all at Rico Wade's house, and all they did was win. And being in that incredibly explosive, combustible, creative energy was so thrilling for me. I mean, you remember what Hyro would like. They would freestyle more than they would talk like you and I are talking right now.
Absolutely.
And it was so much fun. And you would just watch them and go, your mind is like, without us knowing what it was, a processor.
Yeah.
Right? There's a chip in there because you were processing thoughts and words and rhymes and putting them all together at a phenomenal rate. And, in Kung Fu we say sharpen your blade, sharpen your blade.
Right.
Every day, you gotta sharpen your blade every day. And they sharpen their blades every day. So I signed Souls, I signed Casual, I signed Fushnikins before them, and then I left to do a marketing company. And then but meeting Wu-Tang Tech this was the big corner that I turned. So
you met Wu-Tang before all this, though, correct?
I met Wu-Tang in the summer of '93, and their album came out November 11th or something, 1993. So I signed Souls before I met Wu-Tang, and their album came out right around the time that I met Wu-Tang.
Now, if you had heard Wu-Tang at the same time, would there be a Souls album? Oh, that's because RZA was going around asking for. No, let's just say he was going to give you the whole, like what he did with Loud. Would you guys?
Well, and I had to sign one or the other?
Yeah.
I would have signed Wu-Tang.
Really?
I think I would. I think that there was something about. Well, first of all, I'm a New Yorker, but I think there was something about
New
that
Jersey.
that was so explosive. So it's not necessarily. I'm
New
not
Jersey.
talented.
Yeah, I understand. Yeah.
It's more about how there were nine,
Long Branch, New Jersey.
and they were just this force of nature. So if Barry Weiss had said to me, Sophia, you can either sign Souls of Mischief or Wu-Tang Clan, and you know it's like being asked as a parent, which one would you want to do? I would have said Wu-Tang, not necessarily because I thought they were more talented, but because I knew that we all knew that this was going to be
Right.
massive.
Souls was a risk. It was a small risk in
A smaller
Cali
risk.
guys,
That's right.
New
That's
Sound,
right. And it's not LA.
oh, Bay Area.
It's Bay. So you
Yeah.
have Short. So think about what's coming out of the Bay.
Yeah.
Short, Spice,
Digital Underground.
Right,
You know,
Pac.
like,
Sweet.
yeah.
right.
Yeah.
And then you have these guys that are almost a little bit like
Feel.
and a little bit hippie-ish, which is
Yeah.
what I loved about them, and they're so
Right.
extraordinary. But I think that all of us had this sense of like, almost like it's almost like impending doom. Like, oh my God, that dam's gonna break, and you know what's gonna be behind it is this rush of water that's gonna be multiplied. We're all gonna be completely, immersed in it. So I heard the demo, couldn't sign them, but I was playing it for everybody that